morning children, I am Sharmila Miss here again. Today I am going to take science for the standard of 6. Okay, this is the second session of the online classes. In the first session, it was the bridge course and we saw about the living and the non-living things. And today we are going to read something different, a new chapter from the reader of the 6th standard. Okay, now you all would have had your breakfast by this time and all would have had different varieties of breakfast. Okay, some would have had chapati, some would have had idli, dosa. Okay, some would have had puris, some would have had bread. Okay, so you would have had different varieties of breakfast. We do not have same variety or same type of breakfast in all the houses. What we have for breakfast, we don't have for lunch. What we have for lunch, we don't have for dinner. Sometimes we have different varieties of food. Okay, and this food gives us the energy. And this energy makes us to do all the work possible. We can use this energy for doing our daily routine. So from where do we get this food? So this food is got from different sources. That is the chapter we are going to learn today. So today this is the topic, food. Where does it come from? Okay, all of you must be wondering, what does this mean? Food, where does it come from? According to you, it will be you go to the shop, pay money, you get the items. No, the original way of getting food is of two types. Okay, one is from the plants and one is from the animals. Okay, mainly we get food from the plants and food from the animals. So the food which we are getting from the plants, it can be in the form of cereals, pulses and grains. Okay, it can be cereals, pulses, grains as well as fruits. Okay, so these are the things which we get from the plants. Now for example, you must be wondering what are cereals, pulses, grains. I am sure you know about fruits. Now for example, you want to prepare something at home. You want to make a vegetable. So you use different things to prepare a vegetable. For example, you use onion, you use tomatoes, you use all the masalas, you use water as well as you use the salt. So these different things what you use to prepare the vegetable, these are called as the ingredients. So these are called as the ingredients. Ingredients means the items what you are using to prepare the food. So those are called as the ingredients. And all the preparations do not require the same ingredients. According to the dishes, the ingredients also will differ. But there may be one or two same ingredients which can be used for almost all the preparations. So over here we have seen the plants, the food what we get from the plants. One is the cereals, one is the pulses, grains and fruits. And the number of things what we use to prepare a dish, that is called as the ingredients. Okay, so over here, now for example, the food which we get from the plant can be used in different ways. There are many ways of using it. You can use it raw, you can use it cooked, you can use it boiled, you can use it even by frying. So different types of food can be prepared using these things what we are getting from the plants. Now for example, if you want to use the okay, sometimes these ingredients can be used as raw. For example, you take the pulses like chenna or moong dal. wash it in the water, put it in a bowl, wash it in the water and pour water to a certain amount of water to be poured in it and then allow it to rest for few hours. That means it has to be soaked in water for a few hours. After it is being soaked in water for a few hours, drain out the water completely, then take a wet clean cloth. Place the gram in it and then tie it up and just leave it aside for at least 2 days. And after 2 days, if you remove the cloth and see, you can see that there are small white things which are growing over there in that seeds. So that is called as the sprouts. That is called as the sprouts. And this can be used either by cooking or this can be used even for raw eating. So this sprouted food, the sprouted grains is very healthy for the body. So as far as possible, it is always better to sprout these things, either cook it or just have a boil. You can just season it as well as you can eat it raw with these sprouts. And the next thing, it is not only that only the grains is being used from the plant. Sometimes in a plant there are certain plants where not only the vegetable but even the leaves of it also can be used. Now for example, if you take the mustard plant. In the mustard plant, after the seeds are dried, we use that as the mustard, and the mustard leaves can be used for making the side dishes. So that is one example of a plant which more than one part of it can be used. And the next one is the banana plant. In the banana plant, we not only use the fruit, we use the banana leaves for serving food, as well as we use the stem of the banana plant for making the vegetable, as well as we may use the banana flour also for the cooking purpose. So like this, there are some plants where more than one part of it can be used. And in all the parts of a plant, in all the parts is not being used. And the vegetables, what we are getting, some vegetables are in the form of roots. The roots can change into a vegetable. The stem can be changed into a vegetable. Now for example, a root changing into a vegetable. It can be carrot. Okay, it can be carrot. It can be radish. It can be beetroot. Okay, so there are different varieties of vegetables where the root is being changed into a vegetable and that we use as a vegetable. Okay, so these are about the plants, the ingredients or the parts of a plant which can be used as food. And then you may be using honey at home. From where do you get this honey? It is got from the beehives. You know who does the work of it? It is the bees. The bees take the trouble of going from flower to flower, collecting the sweet liquid which is present in the flower. That sweet liquid which is present in the flower, it is called as the nectar. It is called as the nectar. Nectar is got from the flowers. Okay, so this nectar is being collected by the bees. It takes it to its hive, changes it or converts this into honey, store it in the hive and keep. And we people, what we do when we are in need of honey, we chase all that out and then we remove the honey from the beehive. So that is how we get the honey from the beehive. So now we will go on to the next one. So now next we are going to the animals. Okay, what are the things we are getting from the animals? The main three things what we get from the animals is milk, meat, eggs. Okay, so milk, it is got from the cows, buffaloes, and goat. Okay, so milk is got from the three animals, that is the cows, buffaloes, and the goat. And from the milk, many more items are made. That can be butter, curds, cheese. Okay, that is the products which we are getting from the milk. These are the indirect use of milk. Butter, curds, cheese, and these are called as the byproducts of milk. These are called as the byproducts of milk. So the indirect use of milk, butter, curds, cheese, paneer. So these are called as the byproducts of milk. Okay, so this is about the first product which we get from the animals. The main is milk. And the next we go on to the meat. The meat means it is the flesh. It is the flesh of the animals what we use. Okay, so this flesh only is called as the meat. It can be from the goat, it can be from the hen, it can be from the cows, it can be from the pigs. So this flesh has been used as meat by many people. And the next one is the eggs. The eggs of mainly two things we use. One is by the hen and one is by the duck. Okay, so these two birds mainly gives us the eggs, and we use only the eggs which is laid by the hen or the duck, and most probably most of the people use only the eggs which are laid by the hen. So long you saw what are the parts of a plant that can be used, and then we saw what are the things which we get from the animals and how we get those food from the plants and the animals. Okay, and now we are going to see the main three different types of animals. So animals can be distinguished in three different ways. First one is the herbivore, second one is the carnivore, and the third one is the omnivore. So herbivore means these animals eat only plants and plant products. Okay, so these herbivores are the animals which feed on only plants and the plant products. Now for example, if you take cow, goat, horse, so all these are called as the herbivore animals. So apart from plants, they do not eat anything else. So the next one is the carnivore. Carnivore means these animals eat only the flesh of other animals. So they are called as the carnivore. Now for example, if you take a lion, a tiger, so these animals, they always eat the flesh of the other animals. So they come under the group of carnivores. And the last one is the omnivore. Omnivore means which eats both. Plants and flesh. It eats both plant and flesh. Okay. So for example, if you see dogs, cats, crow, all these comes under omnivore. So for example, the cats and the dog, they even drink the milk, they eat the meat and the birds. So that is why they are called as omnivore. So these are the three ways or the three types in which the animals can be grouped. The first one is herbivore, which eats only plant and plant products. And the second one is the carnivore, the animals which eats only the flesh of other animals. And the third one is the omnivore, which eats both plants and flesh. Okay children, now so far you saw what are the things, foods what we get from the plants, and then we saw what are the foods we get from the animals and how the animals are grouped according to their food habits. Okay, now lastly we'll be seeing about the parts of a plant. So now you can see here the diagram of a plant. Here I have drawn the plant. Okay, so this is the soil and below this is the root. And above this what we are seeing is the plant which has been grown and it is having the different parts. So the part of the plant which grows under the soil, that we call it as the root. And that system we call it as the root system. And then above the soil, so above the soil, the first thing what appears is the stem. And from the stem, you can see the leaves coming. So like that, each and every part of the plant starts to grow. So now we'll see the different parts of a plant. So first you have seen the root and then you can see the bud over here. Before the flower blooms, it is a bud. And then you can see the fruit over here. You can see the leaf. You can see the flower. Here you can see the stem, and in the stem you can see where the leaves are growing. So that is called as the branch. So above the soil, all the other system of the plant, that is called as the shoot system. So now we'll do a small recap of whatever we have learned from the beginning. In the beginning, you saw that the main thing is the food. Where does it come from? The food comes from two different sources. One is the plant source and one is the animal source. And from the plant source, you saw that we get the grains, we get the pulses, we get the cereals, we get the vegetables, fruits and the leaves. Okay? And from the animal, we saw that the main three items what we get, the food which we get from the animals, one is the milk, one is the meat and one is the eggs. And from the honeybees we get the honey. And then next we saw the three different types of animals, how it is being classified according to its food habit. First one was the herbivore. Herbivore means the animals which eats only the plant products, the plant and the plant products. The second one is the carnivore. Carnivore are the animals which eats only the flesh of other animals. And the third one is the omnivore. Omnivore eats both. It eats the plant products also, it eats the flesh of other animals also. And then lastly, we saw the parts of a plant. So the part of a plant which grows below the soil is the root, and that we call it as the root system. And all the other parts of a plant, for example, the stem, the branch, the bud, the fruits, the leaves and the flowers, all this is visible because it is growing above the soil. So this is called as the shoot system. I hope you would have understood this lesson. So based on this lesson, I will be giving you an assignment. So this assignment has to be done in the project book which you have purchased from the school this year. Now your assignment for today is, the assignment has to be done in the project book which you have purchased from the school. So 3 examples for each. 3 examples for herbivore, 3 examples for carnivore and 3 examples for omnivore. Your second assignment, okay, what you have to do is you have to purchase small packets, okay. In the small packets you have to take varieties of grains, pulses, cereals. So first put the heading of grains, okay, make at least 3 to 5 packets of different varieties of grains and paste it in your project book. Then second one, make the subheading as pulses, about 3 to 5 different varieties of pulses and paste it in your project book. And the third one is the cereals, and cereals also small packets, 3 to 5 different varieties of cereals, pack it up and paste it in your project book. And in this chapter, if you have any doubts, make a note of it in your project book itself. After you complete your homework, make a note of the doubts in your project book, and when you submit this for correction, we will clear your doubts in the next session. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today.